This conference
Thank you
will
for
now be recorded.
yeah, thank you for waiting. Okay, so I don't know if all of you have attended the demo which we had a week back and then last week and then before that week. Okay, so if you have not in the demo, if you have not attended the demo, so let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Venu. I have around 16 years of experience into the field of HR, where I started my career as HR executive for one of the manufacturing industries, where I've learned all the HR functions, core HR functions, what a HR does in the organization. And then from there, I've moved to SAP HCM. I've learned SAP HCM online, like all of you how you're learning now. So in those days, we didn't had much options, but I could make out some arrangement, and then I've done my SAP HCM sessions online, and then moved to SAP HCM implementations. I was into SAP HCM for 5 years, doing implementation and support for customers across the globe. Later, upgraded my skills when I was in SAP HCM support role for one of the organizations here in India. From there, I've now learned or I've upgraded my skills in SuccessFactors and moved to SuccessFactors. I got an opportunity to work on the support part of SuccessFactors when I was with the client. There they have implemented, though no, I was from the client side. I got an opportunity to see what is SuccessFactors, what do we have in SuccessFactors, and then with that interest, I've learned SuccessFactors, and then moved to SuccessFactors implementations. So almost it's been like almost nine years that I'm into SuccessFactors, and I've worked on modules like employee central, compensation, performance management, and recruiting. Though I've worked on all of these modules, my main area was always employee central and compensation, because I have done or I've spent most of my time in these areas. Okay, the employee central and compensation. And coming to teaching, I was to teaching from like I've started my journey like 12 years back. Okay, I was teaching earlier SAP HCM, and then after getting into SuccessFactors, I have started training on SuccessFactors as well from last 4 years in SuccessFactors. Okay, so that's a brief about me. Okay, so let's get into SuccessFactors. What we are going to learn in coming
I
sessions.
have a
Okay,
quick question, if I may.
yeah, you can go ahead.
So, I mean, for a newcomer, forgive me if this question is very lame, but is
Hmm.
HCM and SuccessFactor two different things altogether?
SAP HCM is a on-premise application. So why I say
Oh,
SAP or why I take SAP is SAP owns SuccessFactors application. Okay, it was not
okay,
SAP who has developed the SuccessFactors, but they have acquired SuccessFactors application.
okay,
SuccessFactors is a cloud computing solution, HCM solution, whereas SAP HCM is an on-premise application. So we have
yes,
many customers across the globe on SAP HCM who have migrated from SAP HCM to SuccessFactors, and we still have some more customers who are there in SAP HCM as well. Yeah, to answer your question, SAP HCM
mm,
is on premise and SuccessFactors is a cloud computing application.
cloud
Both of
computing.
them are
Understood.
handled by SAP. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so what we are going to learn in next couple of days, or no, it takes 25 sessions to cover the complete or to cover all the areas of SuccessFactors Employee Central. So when I say all the areas of Employee Central, it is purely Employee Central, not Employee Central time off or Employee Central payroll. Okay, it is only on the core Employee Central. Okay, so the course is designed in such a way that each of the areas, or if you have to take up your certification or if you have to attend any of the interviews, no, you'll get all of the questions from the topics what we discuss. Okay, so I will be discussing about the certification as well. So certification contains 80 questions, and all of those 80 questions would be coming from the topics what we discuss. The content or the certification code would be THR 81. So we cover all the areas of the THR 81. Okay, so in 24, 25 sessions, so first 4 sessions would be completely of theoretical part. We'll be discussing about the theory. Like there are few things which you have to know before getting into success factors. So what is success factors and all. Okay, so and then after these 4 theoretical sessions, we'll start with the practical part. From the 5th session onwards, we'll be doing everything in the system. All of you will be given access to success factor systems. You can log in and practice. Okay, so this can be accessible from anywhere. You don't have to install anything. Okay, because success factors is a functional module. You don't have to do any kind of coding here. Okay, so you'll only be configuring the system. So from the 5th session onwards till 25th or 26th session, so all of them would be the practical part. These are practical questions, practical sessions. Okay, so every day recording sessions would be provided to you. Access would be shared with you all, and then complete the material would be provided to you all. Okay, so these are some of the things which you should be knowing. Okay, so what we will be learning in next 25 sessions. So let me walk you through. Yeah, somebody had a question. Yes, no? Okay, thank you. Yeah, if you have any doubts in between, just raise your hand or interrupt me and ask me any kind of questions that you have. No, only the topics what we have discussed so far or whatever. Sai Krishna, can you go on mute,
హలో
please?
హలో చెప్పనా మీదే జర గదా పెట్టి అన్న జర కాపురం
Hello, hello, Venu.
We can't hear you when if you're talking.
Venu, actually, we can't hear you.
Yeah, sorry. Can you hear me? Somebody has no mute me.
Yeah, yeah,
Can
yeah.
you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, it's fine for now. It's in
Yes,
between.
yes, yes.
Very now, లేదు ఇంకో పోయినారు
Somebody was disturbing. So let me see who's that.
ఇరవై గంట అయిపోతే ఇప్పుడు నువ్వు
Who's
గూగుల్
that?
క్లాస్
Who's yeah? Please please mute yourself. Okay. Thank you.
పెట్టుకోవచ్చు ఫోన్
Again. Okay. Yeah, let me walk you through the course content what we have. Okay, so as I said, the content is divided into 24 sessions. Okay, first 4 sessions will have the theoretical part. In the first session, we'll be talking about a role of a professional services consultant. Like all of us, once we get into success factors, what would we be doing? Okay, what would be our role or what are our responsibilities when you join any implementation partner as a success factors consultant? Okay, so we'll discuss about the roles and responsibilities. And then system landscape or the architecture of the system. So how many types of systems we have? Okay, how are these systems divided? So what is what is the use of each of those systems? We'll talk about those things in the day one. Okay, and then day two we'll talk about release management. As I said, or no, we discussed in the demo session, SuccessFactors upgrades the product every 6 months. That means twice a year. Okay, and these are the major releases which happens in SuccessFactors apart from the regular patches which they update. So there are scheduled patches, okay, or scheduled releases which happens twice a year or once in 6 months. So as a consultant, we should know what are the new functionalities or the features which are going to come in the release. Okay, so those new features could be the enhancements in the product, upgrades in the product, or bug fixes in the product, or the new functionalities, new functionalities introduced into the product. So as a consultant, we should know, because few things which were working earlier or which were not available earlier are available now. Maybe when your customers ask you if this particular functionality or feature is available or not, you should be able to tell them that yes, this was not available earlier, or this has come only in this release. So we should know about the release management. And then we'll talk about the certification. So certification is very important. Every aspirant who want to get into SuccessFactors should have active certification. So how do we do this certification? Where to go, and or whom should we approach to do the certification? So you don't have to go anywhere. Sitting at your home, you can sign up for certification. You can schedule the certification examination and then take up from your home itself. Okay, so I'll tell you or guide you from where we have to do, how we have to do, what comes in certification, so how to answer them, what are the pass percentages. So all of those we'll be discussing in day two. And after getting the certification, we have to keep our certification active. Now, if I have to be assigned with a project, I need to have certification in my hand, and I need to I should have the active certification. If you are not using your certification, or you are not working on SuccessFactors for a year, your certification will be lost. Your certification will be expired. So how to keep the certification active. So we'll discuss that in the day two. In day three, we talk about the implementation strategies and implementation guides, okay, which are available in one of the portal called Partner Edge. So where we can go download the different documents, okay, administration and implementation guides are one of them or some of them. Then we have configuration workbooks, which can also be downloaded from Partner Edge, share it with the customers. So here, as a consultant, we'll have to share the documents with the customer, ask them to fill their requirements in, share it back with us. Once we receive those requirements, we'll analyze and see what is possible in SuccessFactors and what can be customized. Or if there are any gaps, how are we going to fill those gaps? We need to find out them and start working on the system. Okay, so how do we, or what is the procedure of starting the implementation? That we discuss in day 4, which is kickoff template. Kickoff template is again given by SuccessFactors. It's a standard template. We can customize as per customer needs, and then we can give a walkthrough of this kickoff template to customer to understand what do we have in SuccessFactors. So SuccessFactors is all about the HXM. Okay, it is a HXM application used for employees and HRs of the organization. Okay, so it explains what all can be done in the system. Let's say I'm a new employee who has joined an organization. Okay, now while my ID is created, I'll be also be given access to the system where I can go log in and see all of my details, like my personal information, my education details, my qualifications or my experiences, my contact information, my address information. So all of these details are available in the system. So who has maintained these details? These were either these were maintained by HR operations, or maybe during the onboarding time or the recruiting time, recruiter must have collected some information, or onboarding I must have filled myself, okay, by myself. So all of this information would be available in SuccessFactors system. As and when there are changes, let's say I'm an employee, I've started working with the organization in 2022. So in 2022 I had some information, so I have filled those details. Now maybe my address is changed. When I have joined the organization, I have my marital status is single. Now I am married and I have some dependents whom I need to take care, and for them, if I want to apply for insurance or any other dependent details, so I should update all of this information in SuccessFactors system. So I can update all of these things in my system, in SuccessFactors system, on my own. There are few things I will not have access to, like only HR can do. Like if I have to be transferred, or if I have to be promoted, or if I have to be terminated, suspended. So those things HR would be doing. So HRs, apart from hiring the employees, HR also do lot of actions like transferring, promotions, terminations, suspensions, data changes, probation completions, global assignments. So they perform all of these actions in the system. Okay, right. So every employee should have access to SuccessFactors system. What an employee does in the organization is different, and what we would be doing as a consultant would be different. We understand the customer's requirement. What do they want to see in SuccessFactors system? SuccessFactors use a lot of functionality. There are thousands of features, thousands of functionalities. Not all may be required for every customer across the globe. So different customers have different requirements. So we enable, we customize, we configure the system as per the customer. Customer is nothing but the end user who is going to use the SuccessFactors application. So that we will be starting off from the 5th session. So all of this is explained in kickoff template. So how do we grant access? How do we add employee? What all information is to be added while adding the employee, or after hiring the employee, what an employee can do, what a manager can do, what a HR can do. So all of this information is available in kickoff template. So we'll also see the SuccessFactors implementation methodology. When we do the implementation for a customer, we follow a particular methodology. So that is called the activate methodology. We'll go and see what are the different phases that are available in activate methodology. In each phase, what would be our responsibility? How do we test? How do we set up the production system? All this we do it in day 4. And then there are some of the important URLs we should know before getting into SuccessFactors, like Launchpad, where we create tickets with SAP, community portal, where we get a lot of information like configuration guides or the release management information, etc. HXM Cloud, where we raise a request with SAP to get access. And then help.sap, again used for some documentation. Partner Edge to download all of the content related to the implementation. So all of these we discuss in day 4. So now some, if we can complete in day 3, we do that. By 4th session, we'll complete all of the theoretical part. On 5th, day 5, we will start with the provisioning setups. We have 2 types of system in SuccessFactors. First one is called provisioning, and second is called instance. In provisioning, we only do a 5% of the configuration, and rest of the 95% of the configuration we do it in system called instance. That means most of the time we spend on instance, not on provisioning. But still, the configuration what we do in provisioning is very important to do that 95% of configuration. Without completing that 5% of task, you cannot do the 95% of the configuration in instance. Okay, so we'll see how to start the setup, that is the implementation sequence. How do we log into provisioning? what all settings we have to enable, disable, or what configurations we have to do in the provisioning. That we see in day 5. So we have very important concept of data models in SuccessFactors. We had 7 data models. We discussed all of these data models, but now we don't have all of those. That's why I said we had 7 data models, but now we are not using all of those 7 data models. Some of them are not available. We see what are each of those data models used for, why, or what happened to those data models which were there earlier and now not there in the system now. So how are we managing them? That we see in day 6. We talk about the data models here. And then individual data model we discuss in the day 7, the first data model, which is corporate data model. So if you look at here, there's something called XML, Introduction to Extended Markup Language, XML. So do we have to do any kind of coding here? No, we don't do any kind of coding, but we should have an understanding of what is there in the data models which are in XML language. So if no, I know most of you people are new to coding or have a little knowledge in coding. Okay, so don't worry about coding. We'll not do any kind of coding. All of these files are given by SuccessFactors. SuccessFactors gives us the standard data models which are available in one of the SAP portals. We download them, then just upload into the customer system. If required, there would be only 1% of chance where or no possibility where we go and modify these XMLs. Again, we don't do or we don't write lines of codes here. Okay, we just go tweak or make some changes in the data model if required. So in this day 7, we'll be looking at the corporate data model. First data model, which is corporate data model, and day 8 we look at the country specific corporate data model, and then from there we start off the instance setup, what we do in instance, how do we log into instance, so the navigate, how to hire employee, how to configure the org structure element. So all of this will be starting in day 7 and day 8. And day 9 will set up the foundation objects. We set up the org structure. The first thing that we do in the instance is we understand the customer's requirement, how many companies that your customer has, how many departments they have, how many grades they have, how many job codes they have, how many locations they operate from, who is the head of that location, or who is the head of the business unit, or a department head. So how are these structured? So we understand the customer's org, job, and pay structures and configure these elements in system. That's day 9, 10, and 11 and 12. Okay, once we have all of these objects ready, we configure these objects, and when we have the objects ready, we go and see how do we hire an employee or add an employee into the system. We need to, as a consultant, we may not be doing the hiring in the system, but we'll have to educate our customers how to hire or add an employee into the system. If some candidate is ready for hiring, okay, or some candidate has come to join the organization, so we need to take some documents and hire that employee or add that employee into the system. While adding, we maintain a lot of details. So all of these details we have covered till day 12. So day 13, using all of those elements or the objects which we have created, we hire the employee. So there are different ways of hiring an employee in SuccessFactors system. So we'll see those options, okay, and we follow the employee central process. So we can also do it from recruiting, we can also do it from onboarding, but here the hiring we do it from employee central. So we pull the candidate, we see how to hire an employee, how to manually hire an employee in the system. Here we'll come to know about the fields that are required while adding the employee, what all information is required, what information can be skipped, what information can be given to employee. So these things by this time you'll know all of these things. Then we go and see the imports. Now, till now, whatever that we have done, till the day 13, whatever that you have done, creation of the foundation objects or generic objects or MDF objects or employee data manually. So we go and see how to create a department. We go and see how to create a location, to create a department or no division or business unit or grade or a job code. So we see how to create them manually. Now, what if you have bulk data to be maintained? Let's say your customer says, I have 10,000 employee data, which I want to upload or which I want to maintain in the system. We cannot do manually. We have option of uploading the data, and all these uploads are done through CSV. We can add bulk employees. We can add bulk locations, positions, job codes, departments, grades. All of these things can be uploaded. So where can we download the template? How to upload this? That we see in day 14 and day 15. Complete imports and exports. Then day 16 is all about your security part. Once the candidate is hired, once the candidate has become an employee, what all employee can access? What information employee can edit? What information employee can see? And what information is not available for the employee? There are few things which manager can do, but employee cannot do. There are many things which a HR does in the organization and employee or manager cannot do. So how do we control the access? And the security part is called role-based permissions, RBP. So in Employee Central or in SuccessFactors, the permissions are granted to employee based on the role. If I'm an employee, I get some access by default. Tomorrow, if I become a manager, that means I have some direct reports reporting to me. So I'll have some additional permissions. If I'm in HR department, if I'm hired as a HR executive or a HR manager in a HR department, I get some permissions by default. Okay, so those things we discuss in day 16. Then day 17, we talk about the approvals part or workflows. Employees are given access to system to update, to manage the data. Again, all of the information that employee keys in or employee updates, you cannot update them directly into the system. We might need some approvals. Let's say employees going and changing their name. Now HR has to validate where is the name proof. No? If you're updating something, no, if I'm updating my address, where is your address? Now, what is your updated address? What is your proof of the address? Or if I'm uploading education details, what is, no, where is the proof that you have passed this examination or no, you have done this certification? So we may have to give some details or we may have to take approvals before updating. So all these approvals are done through workflows. We call these approvals as workflows. Now these approvals can be for any process like a transfer or a promotion or a termination. Any action that you do, you may have to take approvals. Okay, some processes may require only one level of approval. Some processes may not require any approvals. Some processes may require 2 levels or 3 levels or 4 levels or 10 levels. So we can configure these in the workflows. So while configuring, we'll see how do we escalate things in workflows? How do we send the approvals to group of people? How approvals are taken care by different roles. So that we discuss in day 17. Day 18, we start with business rules. Business rules are ways to implement logic in the system. There are many scenarios where we may have to default the data. Like, I don't want user to maintain the data. I want system to automate some information. So we need to define that logic. What data you want to automate? I want system to auto calculate few things. Let's say the age of the employee. I want system to calculate automatically as and when employee inputs the year of birth or date of birth. Okay, I want system to calculate the employee salary, your total salary. So we can do the calculations. I want system to validate if user is maintaining a wrong data. I want system to stop the user, give some warning messages or error messages while updating the wrong data. So we can do the validations. We need to build the logic. What is to be controlled? So these business rules are used to validate, to default the data, to calculate the data, to apply the logics in the system. Okay, so we will see couple of scenarios, 3 to 4 sessions we'll be doing only on the business rules. Okay, so how to configure these workflows and the business rules in the system, that we see till 21st, day 21. And 22nd, we see how to configure or how to create or customize a portlet or a block. Now, SuccessFactors gives a lot of information to all the customers across the globe, like personal information, which contains first name, last name, gender, salutation day, etc. Then biographical information, where you store country of birth, date of birth, place of birth. Okay, so these details, and then education details, qualification details, previous experiences, address details, contact information, bank information. So these are all available for all customers across the globe by default. Sometimes you are asked to go and create some custom fields in each of these portals. Let's say first personal information. Your customer, your SuccessFactors has given some information, but your customer says, I want to have one additional field which is not available in SuccessFactors. Yes, we can go and create it. I want to have some information in compensation or in job information or in employment details. Yes, we can go and add. So, but again, there are some limitations, like we can only have up to first 40 text fields or 20 date fields or 20 long fields or 20 decimal fields. So there are some limitations. However, most of the customer, they don't use all of these. So each block we can have almost close to 100 fields additionally. Okay. So SuccessFactors gives that feasibility. Some customers may ask for a custom section or a block of information. Let's say your customer says, I want to track the medical history of the employee. I want to know what is the blood group of the employee, height or weight of the employer, or no, if employee has any dependents, or if no, what is the emergency contact, or the who is the family doctor, or if there are any medical copies, you can go and attach it. So your customer want to have some custom information like this. Now it could be medical history, it could be termination portlet, or it could be the assets issued to the employee. So some information which is not available in SuccessFactors, but customer want to have them, we can customize the product. That we see here in day 22. Day 23, we have something called org chart and position org chart. Every time you hire or add an employee in the system, while adding, you'll have to maintain who is the manager of this employee. Every employee in the organization should have a reporting manager. Now, there would be only one person in the organization without any manager. That would be the managing director or someone at the highest level. And all the others should have direct reports. So how do we go and look at the hierarchy of the employees? That we do it in org chart. We also have position org chart. What happens when a manager is terminated? So let's say if I am a manager, I have 10 direct reports who are reporting to me. Tomorrow, if I'm leaving the organization, all of those 10 employees are to report to someone else. So when I'm being terminated, okay, or removed from the system, the system prompts us who should these 10 employees report to after Venu has left. So all of them are to be mapped to a new manager. Who is that new manager? Is it the replacement of the existing manager, or all of them should be reporting to Venu's manager or the manager who is being terminated? Okay, that manager's manager. So system uses several options. So how do we control all of these options? That we see in day 23, position org chart settings. Then day 24, we have a couple of small topics like reports. How do we control the themes? Different customers want to have the system in different colors. If you open PepsiCo portal, so you will see most of the theme in blue or white combination. Okay, if you open Coca-Cola's portal, you see red as a major color, red and white. Now different customers want to have the system in their own themes. Okay, so how do we set up this theme? So maybe some customers say, I want to have dark background with light color text on it. Some customers may say that I want to have light background and a black color text. So these things can be changed. So that we see in Theme Manager. We see how to customize the sections, the home page. How do we create logos? How do we add logos into the system? How to set up these themes in the system, that we see in 24. Sometimes it may get extended because in between when we are doing few things, they are very straightforward. Anybody can just go and create a location, create a department, create a code, or create something that can be done easily. But there are few topics which are a bit tricky. Things like workflows, RBPs, or the business rules, they are a bit tricky. So if you want to have some additional sessions, we can have that. Okay, so it may extend here 25 or 26 sessions depending on the clarification that you need, or if somebody wants to have some additional topics, any additional things to be covered, we'll be doing that. Okay, so I'll take a pause here and see if you have any doubts in the content that we'll be covering in the coming days. I want
Hi, Vinu.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, Vinu, just wanted to understand, are we going to work on any kind of real-time project or any project so that we can get a
So
clear understanding of everything?
whatever configuration that we do from day 5, okay, so all of these are the real-time scenarios. Each and everything that we cover, that we discuss, okay, we'll see what would be the scope, or what customers would be asking. So in the workflows, we'll see different scenarios. If customers ask you how to create a 2-level of approval, or 3-level of approval, or 5 levels of approval, now some may have only straightforward workflows like manager just approves, or manager's manager approves. What if you want to have a person from a department head approving, or a person who is not anywhere related to that employee, but he or she has to approve. So we see different scenarios in each topic or each area. RBP also same thing. So in general, what we do for a customers, what all we configure for a customer. So that now it's like a mini project, what we would be doing from day 5 to day 25.
Hi, Venu.
Venu, yeah, sorry, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can we do that project like a one company, taking one company as this
yes,
one and
yeah, that's what I do. Okay, when
Mhm.
I start, I will be taking one company. So I'll create the locations that this company has, departments that this company has. I'll hire some employees like in different levels, at director level, at general manager level, at president level, at execute level, at trainee level, at consultant level. Okay, so how do we control all of these employees' different access? When you make some changes, where should it go? Who would be approving? So how do we apply this logic? So all of those we be doing.
So actually, Venu, how is GRC integrated with SuccessFactors?
What is GRC used for?
Governance, risk, and compliance.
In SAP, GRC is the module where we do the security part, right? What an employee has to access in system, or what a manager or what any particular employee can access in the system. So that
Mm.
is your RBP module. That is called RBP here. RBP, we have different security concepts for different modules. Majority of it is done in the Employee Central. So we create different roles and grant different permissions to each employee. Okay,
Okay.
so
Mm.
these things we see, I have discussed, right? Somewhere here, day 16 or 17, we
Yeah.
have that RBP. Okay, RBP is nothing but what you do in GRC, the security
Oh,
part.
okay. Okay. Oh, good.
Yeah,
Okay,
Venu.
so we create different roles and grant
Hello.
different permissions to each of these roles and see how, if I log in as employee, what all I can see. If I log in as a manager, what can a manager do? If I log in as HR manager, and I'll show you that HR manager can do all of these actions. Some employees will not have access to, all employees will not have access to other employee data. Maybe some information, but not the compensation details or salary details, or sensitive information is not given to access to other employees. So we see that here in day 16. Yeah, go ahead.
Venu, is it mandatory to have certificate to get a job?
Yes, the first question what you would be asked in every interview is whether you have certification or not, because it is important to have the active certification. One is that gives the confidence to customers that you have the valid certification and you know what is available in the system. Okay, that means certification covers all the areas of the module. Okay, both theoretically and practically. There are some questions which are straightforward, like theoretical parts. Okay, and some of them are like scenario based. So if you are given if you are given in this scenario, what would you configure? How would you configure? Okay, without certification, yes, you cannot do the implementation. SAP restricts that. But again, in support or no, if you have 10 people in a implementation project, if one or two has got certification, that is also fine, but nobody likes to share their certification with others. So you need to have your own certification so that you get access. The types of systems what we have talked, like provisioning and instance, you will or you can access provisioning system only if you have a certification. If you don't have certification, you cannot even open provisioning system. So that's why it's important to have certification. Next.
Yeah, hi Venu. Actually, I want to know, are we going to cover about the bulk data handling?
Yes. Day 7 here. No, sorry. Day 14. You have your importing data. Okay. How to import the data, how to import employee data. Import is nothing but uploading employee data. Okay. So if I have 1,000 employees to be hired, so how do I do that? If I have
Okay,
to transfer 100 employees, if I have to promote 200 employees, so we can do that through import.
okay.
Venu, do
Venu,
you
I've
have the
got a question
sample?
here.
Yeah, one at a time. Go ahead.
Yeah, do you have the
Sure, go ahead.
sample bulk data with you for practice during the practice time?
Sample bulk data. We create our own data. We download the templates. We fill our templates and hire, add. Like I'll show you how to add 100 positions, or I will show you how to create 100 pay ranges.
Okay, so it will be easy. Like, okay,
It would be easy. Yeah. We extract the data from system. We upload the data into the system.
okay.
Also, Venu, like, do you have any workbooks for configuration list, like, like manual for configurations?
Implementation guide explains you each and every step in detail.
Mm.
Okay. So
Okay.
configuration workbooks are the templates which are shared with customer to give their requirements. Okay. So
Mm.
we don't have those field configuration workbooks. If you're asking about the field workbooks, generally any customer they keep their information confidential. They won't let these documents go outside their organization, because they you know, they store the data in a secured place like SharePoint or some folder where you cannot download or expose the data, right?
Hmm. Yep. Okay.
So when
So we
compensation and payroll are both the same?
Compensation module, we have a separate module called compensation where we do the salary revisions every year. Once the performance or the appraisals are completed, okay, once a candidate is hired, we'll have to review the candidate's employee's performance at the end of the year, okay. So we should be manager or HR would be rating the employee, how much employee has worked, how much employee has achieved. Okay. So based on the rating, we may have to review the employee salary and grant some promotions or salary increases. Okay. So this is done in the compensation module. Payroll, ECP or the payroll is your processing of the payroll. So depending on the number of days that you are present in the organization, depending on your salary, your salary has to be processed. To process the salary or to review the salary for the increases, we have to maintain employee salary in Employee Central. So that's called compensation information. Okay, while maintaining comp
Okay.
information, we see what would be the bonus percentage of the employee, what are the pay range of the employee, what components we have to add, basic, HRA, special elements, convenience, medical. So how do we create these components and how do we add these components to employee? That we see in Employee Central.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yeah.
So, Venu, one more thing. So, are
Mm.
we going to get any kind of study material through you people, or is there is anything available
Yes,
over the internet
I'll
from where we
I'll be
can
sh-
study? I
no no,
mean,
you don't have to, worry about the material. So complete material, whatever is required, we have the material in different forms: PDFs, PowerPoints, Excels, Word documents. Okay, I'll be sharing you those information as and when needed. So I'll share you the samples of configuration workbooks. I'll give you the latest implementation guide to refer. I'll give you the PowerPoint presentation on Activate methodology. I'll give you the PDF document on the business rules, logics. Okay. So all of the material will be shared. Don't worry about that. It's there in the drive. You people will be given access to the drive where you can go download the material. There's one thing which I always recommend, or no, I recommend all people to keep handy is the implementation guide. So every 6 months, SuccessFactors upgrades the implementation guide. Okay, this is like configuration book or we can say the Bible for us. Okay, you download, keep it handy, or if you can print it, take a hard copy of it, keep it handy, prepare a book and keep it handy so that you can refer. Even after 9 years, I always keep my implementation guide with me. At least once in a week, I go refer the document. There are many things that you can learn from implementation guide. It's a 300 odd pages book. So that's one thing which I recommend. The rest of the documents just for your reference. Yeah. Anything else? No other doubts?
No.
Okay.
No.
So yeah, so
Hi
we'll
Venu, I have a
stop it
question.
here for today if you don't have any doubts, and we'll continue tomorrow with the roles and responsibilities of a success factors consultant and some of the terminologies that we use in success factors that we discuss in tomorrow's session. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Venu, is there any interlink between the modules like EC and other modules like time and absence?
Yes, EC which is Employee Central is the core or the base of SuccessFactors module. So why do we call base is we maintain all of the master data in Employee Central, which is required for other modules. Like recruiting or recruitment module needs the empty positions or the vacant positions so they can convert the requisition. Okay, so convert into requisition, fetch the details from the position. What is the grade? What is the department? Which location does this position belongs to? What would be the salary? So all of this information uh, goes to recruiting from Employee Central. And from recruiting, the data goes to onboarding. And from onboarding, the data comes back to again EC. Once the candidate is ready, we have to fetch the candidate's information from recruiting or onboarding module. So we get the data there. And then compensation module needs the salary information of the employee, which goes from Employee Central. After the salary recommendations are completed, that salary has to come back to EC. So that we pull back from compensation. Performance management, appraisals needs the basic information, which department the employee is in, who is the manager of this employee, what are the objectives of this employee, what are the learnings that this employee has to, what are the developments. So all of this information is available in EC. Send it to performance. Once the appraisal is completed, pull back again the ratings or any other inputs that are to be. So it is always the data flows from EC to other modules and from other modules to EC. And this happens automatically. We have something called HRIS sync, which syncs the data from one module to other module. Apart from this, we can also send data from SuccessFactors outside the application through different interfaces or integration tools. Yeah, clear?
Yeah. Are we going to get the brief regarding those modules as well, like the links?
No, different modules will not have, see, whatever that we have discussed in this session, 24 topics that we know, it doesn't cover anything about the other modules. It doesn't say anything about other modules, right? Only on the
Okay.
Employee Central. So we'll see how to send the data or to set up that, we'll see.
Okay, fine.
HRI sync or those things. Okay.
Venu, will you help me in resume making also?
Yes, we do help you people in preparing for the certification, preparing your resumes, or any kind of assistance that we can provide you on the interviews that also we do.
Reference for job placements.
Yes, that too.
Thank
Anything
you.
that is there in our hands, we do that. There are
Yeah,
few
hello.
things
Hi,
that you
Vinu.
people have to do. That's
Thanks,
how it
Venu.
is.
Thank
That
you.
you will have to do.
Thank you. Thank you, Venu.
Hey, hi, Venu.
Yeah. Right.
My simple question is like, how many modules you are going to cover or related to this EC overall?
No, no. We are going to cover only one module, Employee Central. Now, after Employee
Okay.
Central, if you know different people want to learn different modules, now it is always good to have other
Mm.
modules knowledge as well. But it is not recommended because once you get into success factors, you will be working only on one module. In fact, one module will be handled by multiple consultants. Like you'll see 3 or 4 consultants working on Employee Central in each project. You'll see two or three consultants in recruiting, or 1 or 2 in compensation, 1 or 2 in performance management. It is good to have knowledge of other modules, or once you get into the first module, you can also learn, and if you get an opportunity, you can work on other modules. Like in the 9 years, I've handled different modules like compensation, recruiting, performance management. So performance management, I worked only for 3 months in entire 9 years. Recruiting also same thing. I've worked only for 4 or 5 months. But compensation, I've worked more than like 4 or 5 years. Employee Central throughout, like starting from day one till today, I work on Employee Central.
Got it.
When
Got it. Thank you.
when it does it
Whatever that
has
you're learning, try to learn thoroughly. Okay, so when you learn multiple things, what happens at this stage, if you are new to success factors, you cannot concentrate or you cannot grasp everything from every module. So try to learn as much as you can in one module.
Correct.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can we use the SAP BODS to extract the data from the success factor?
SAP, sorry.
SAP BODS.
SOP BODS to extract the data from success factors. So through integrations, we can extract the data, not directly from SAP. So we have something called mini master now, which goes from success factors to SAP, or when it is integrated data, sometimes the data flows from SAP to success factors. Now things like if you have your finance system in SAP, where you maintain the company code or cost centers, those details can flow from SAP to success factors through interface. Or we can also push the data that is required for SAP for payroll processing or for any other actions. We can also do that.
But it doesn't have any direct interface or connectors to the
No.
SAP BODS.
There are some standard connectors. I am not aware what this integration team uses to connect the success factors to SAP or any other, because success factors can be integrated with any other application, not only SAP. So most of the customers are using SAP because success factors is also SAP product, and there are also other customers who are non-SAP customers, like Oracle customers or some other customers who are from a different platform. And SuccessFactors allows you to send the data or fetch the data from other applications. Learning EC alone will be sufficient. Somebody is asking a question. Yes, you want to be in Employee Central, learn Employee Central thoroughly, you can get into Employee Central. See, that's what I said. Even if you have multiple modules, now let's say you say I have knowledge in Employee Central, compensation and recruitment. They cannot take you and put you in, give you all the three modules and ask you to handle all the three modules. No, they can only put you in one module, and along with you, you'll find other consultants also working in the same module. You have to coordinate with them and work. And if you are given with multiple modules, you'll go mad to handle in one project.
It might be like confusing also, this
Yeah.
and that.
Yeah.
All good. Thanks, Venu.
First, for customers, everything is priority. Every day they will ask you what happened to this, what happened to that, and you have to answer.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll
All
start
good.
tomorrow with the roles and responsibilities. Okay. Keep asking questions and restrict your questions to only the topics that we discussed. Okay. We'll discuss everything, but try to ask questions only from the topics that we discussed. You're free to ask any kind of questions, even if somebody has already asked and I've already answered. But still, if you want to know more about that topic, do ask me. I can answer you. Okay. I'm not expecting everything to learn in one day or one session. There are few participants who are very new to SuccessFactors. Some of you are already into IT. So maybe some few things you might know. Okay, that's fine. We have mix of people. So I'll go from scratch. Okay. Yeah, we'll stop it here and we'll come back tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Venu.
Okay.
Good night.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much,
Thank
Venu.
you.
See you
Thank
tomorrow.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Venu.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Excuse me,
Venu.
Venu.